Hello, this is Mr. Buffington, and we are going to look at research essays today, Learning Birds. A research essay will talk about what it is, how to write one, and where to find some more information. A research essay is an essay where you do some research and present the information. It can either be an expository piece where you just present the information, try and be as objective as possible, presenting both sides of an argument, or it could be persuasive where you try and persuade the reader. You present one side of the argument and try and persuade the reader that you're right. Either way, the difference is that a research essay is the foundation of it is your research, the facts that you've gathered, the information, the research that you have actually done. As with all essays, I will recommend that you use the 5-paragraph essay structure. The first paragraph is your introduction, where you have an attention getter and then you state your thesis. Your thesis is the point of the essay. What point are you trying to make? So your reader can know right off the bat what to expect. Then you have 3 paragraphs of supporting detail. That's the body of your paragraph. That is all the details and evidence and research that you've done will appear in that part to support the point you're trying to make, your thesis. Then, in the conclusion, you will readdress the thesis, saying basically, this is the conclusion based on all this evidence that I have shown. All right, now we're going on to notes about good research. Because research is so important, we want to make sure that we talk about research quite a bit in our research paper essay section. So you can do an essay in a couple of different ways. You can do research without having a conclusion in mind. Teachers will often send a student, go research Madagascar, and usually you won't know much about it, and you'll go and you'll research it and then present what you find. That's one type of research. You need to have reliable sources so that you can trust what you're reading is correct. The other way is if you have a conclusion in mind already, and then you do research to support that conclusion. Hopefully, if you're doing good research and you find that your conclusion was wrong, you'd be humble enough to change your essay a little bit. But either way, you need to support your conclusion with reliable sources. And the third place or type of research that I'm going to talk about is if you're doing experiments and documenting the results. Oftentimes we don't think about this, but if you have reliable experiments that work, other people can recreate the experiments, then those experiments would be evidence that can support the fact or the thesis that you're trying to make, the point you're trying to make in your story. So, we've talked about the importance of good resources. Let's talk about what some good resources are. Facebook, that's a terrible resource. Don't ever quote something from there if you're trying to trying to make an essay. University website would be a good place. You see, universities do research and they do experiments and they make conclusions and they post it on their websites. So doing research from a university website is probably a reliable source. Blogs, Wikipedia, and YouTube, other than this video, because this one's good, but other than that, it's just people presenting whatever they want. This one is too, honestly, but it's just people presenting whatever they want, so you can't use that as research for a paper or an essay that you're trying to do. It's just not reliable. Speaking of not reliable, news channels, reality television, Weather Channel, Comedy Central, television shows are made for entertainment value to try to make money. If you keep that in mind, you'll be better off in life. What you see on TV is entertainment. It is not necessarily factual. Even news channels. You have to understand that. And the younger you understand that, the better. That what you see on TV is not reality. All right? Even reality TV is not reality. And you cannot use that as sources for research. Now, there are some channels like the History Channel where they do a lot of research before they make a presentation. Go and read the research, the sources that they use for their information, and use that. Don't use a television documentary as a source inside of an essay. It's just not as reliable. People are putting it together for entertainment purposes, not necessarily for research purposes. and it shouldn't be the foundation for your essay. Remember, the stronger the foundation, the better your essay. Let's talk about references. You need to have references if you're doing a research paper. You have to say where your information came from. You should have at least 3 different sources, unless your teacher says you need more for a specific paper, but you need to have at least 3 different sources written down as reliable sources that you've done research for. Also, you can ask your teacher for specific guidelines. If you're doing a research essay for a class, your teacher will give you directly what you need for that research page, the format, and all of that stuff, because that's different for each teacher and for each essay. Here's some helpful resources for you. There might be some lessons on Learning Bird. Check that out. See if there's any other lessons on research essays. And then, of course, I said use your university website. There you go. Hope that was helpful for you. Have a great day.